Okay, Drew, it's been a couple of years since we've really gotten to see this guy out there on the field looking healthy. But Michael Thomas is back in New Orleans Saints training camp. But a lot has changed in New Orleans since the last time Michael Thomas was really at his best. That 2019 season, 1,700 yards. But in 2020, he only played 7 games. 2021, he didn't play at all. Different quarterback, Jameis Winston, different coach. Sean Payton's out of town. Who knows? Miami broadcasting. Sean Payton's anywhere but New Orleans right now at this point. Michael Thomas, this is a guy that last year, I know I personally took a flyer on him, hoping that he would come back and be a late round still. And now he is officially coming back, and people are drafting him in the 6th, 7th round. ADP wise, he is going as the 29th wide receiver off the board. Do you feel good about him going in that range?
I do, just for the fact that I think a lot of people are cautious about him. So I think it's kind of like that, oh, he's going to slip down because he did suffer that high ankle sprain in 2020. And at first we all thought, oh, it's a high ankle sprain. He's going to be out a couple of weeks, come back. Everything's all good. Well, he missed the last couple of years. So that few week injury turned into a last couple of year injury. I think a lot of people are going to be very cautious with him and in drafting him. So I think that's why he's gone so late. And honestly, I think it's fair because, again, although he's looking good, it's a different scenario for him. You have the addition not only just of the new coach, Jameis Winston, but you also have Chris Olave, and another Ohio State Buckeye joining him, who's a very good wide receiver himself. So, I mean, it's going to be a completely different scenario there for Michael Thomas.
The Saints really do love their Ohio State Buckeyes, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we produce some of the best NFL talent.
Yeah. Tell that to Chicago and Justin Fields. They're trying to figure that situation. Sorry, Justin Fields. That was a pot shot. Hopefully you do have a successful season.
Hey, he did start out at Georgia, so to be fair.
Did start out there, but he's one of yours. But then again, if we go by that logic too, you could claim Joe Burrow, right?
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, it just when you talk about a guy who has been a wide receiver one in the past, it's always tantalizing to want to put yourself back in 2019 and visualize that guy playing in your lineup. But unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to get quite 2019 Michael Thomas. When I think about realistic expectations for Michael Thomas coming off of this injury, coming back into the New Orleans locker room, I'm thinking about a guy that is a wide receiver 2, maybe a wide receiver 2. With the injuries and potentially missing time, he could slide back to being a wide receiver 3. I think it's important for us to kind of remember what the Jameis Winston-led New Orleans Saints offense was last year. Jameis failed to throw over 200 passing yards multiple times, and I always felt like the New Orleans Saints were trying to fight against Jameis's worst instincts. Obviously, we all pan him for his ability to turn the ball over, and I feel as though the Saints made a concerted effort to not allow him to do that. But that also limits what Jameis Winston can do with the football, because Jameis Winston can do a lot of good with the football when he's allowed to cut loose. And I don't feel like the Saints really let him do that last year. And I don't know if they're going to be more willing to do that coming off of an ACL injury like he suffered last year. But with the improvements at wide receiver for Jameis make him a better quarterback to target than a season ago, because you look at the Saints locker room in terms of wide receivers last year with Michael Thomas out, and it was ugly. It was pretty gross. Now you add in Olave, you add in Thomas, and that's a much improved wide receiving core around a quarterback that we know likes to sling it. Different quarterbacks, though, between Jameis and Drew Brees. In many ways, I thought the New Orleans Saints offense would have been better last year, moving from the ghost of Drew Brees in his latter career to Jameis Winston, a guy who's still relatively, I think, in the prime of his life, in maybe the prime of his career. We'll question if he will ever have a prime to his career, but the prime of his life. He should be at his best at this current juncture in time, even potentially coming off this injury. When I think about adding Michael Thomas back into the equation, it's what is that? What is going to be that target share? I think is the big answer, right? How many times are they going to throw the football during a game? And with Dennis Allen, I don't know if that is going to be on the more conservative side. You know, defensive coaches we know tend to lock it down a little bit more. And you think about a dynamic play caller like Sean Payton no longer being there, a guy that knows how to get the ball in his playmakers' hands. That can only hurt the New Orleans Saints offense.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you have a defensive-minded head coach now. And like you said, with that kind of defensive mind, you tend to kind of shut down the offense a little bit, and you kind of tend to go towards more very conservative play calling, more run plays, and it doesn't unleash what Jameis Winston can do with the football. Now, we get it. He's turned the ball over quite a bit during his time in Tampa and stuff like that.
A fair amount. Like a baker's dozen.
Yeah. And so, but he also threw in those seasons, threw for close to 4,000 yards a season. And
remember the season that he had the famed 30-30 season. One of his quotes was, "I think I balled out." And who's to argue when he threw for 5,000 yards, not 4,000, 5,000
yards. Yeah.
In addition to 30 plus touchdowns. Now, if he just halved the interception numbers that year, he could have legitimately said he balled out, but because he had so many turnovers, you also have to question, if he didn't have so many damn turnovers, how much better would those touchdown and yardage numbers have been otherwise? Maybe you would probably dial it back. Maybe you wouldn't have as many yards. Maybe you wouldn't have been in so many blowout situations, having to come from behind and throw as much as he did that season. But Jameis Winston was a guy that had a reputation for liking to sling the ball around the yard. For a guy like Michael Thomas, who we know the running meme is that he could only run slants, do they have a good play style to fit with each other? Jameis, a guy that will like to throw out deep, throw contested balls. I just think that it sucks that with Jameis's injury, who knows how many snaps and repetitions these guys are really going to be able to get together, to really kind of build that rapport and get that chemistry going. But at a 7th round pick, I guess this is where I look at, okay, who's going around him? Right? Because if I'm drafting him, then I'm not drafting these guys, right? Is the thing you have to ask yourself. So, okay, if he's going as the 29th wide receiver off the board, directly behind him, you got guys like Adam Thielen. You have guys like Hunter Renfrow, Tyler Lockett, Jerry Jeudy with new quarterback Russell Wilson. So you're drafting him ahead of those guys. Devontae Smith last year had a very good rookie season with Philadelphia. Do you feel comfortable doing that?
I don't, just for the fact that I don't like the defensive-minded style of the head coach. And I also don't like how Jameis can't really sling the ball as much as he would like to. Now, if it was if it was a free range Jameis, like I don't care if you give me the 30 for 30 Jameis. That guy could have slung the ball and he could get Michael Thomas the rock as much as he wanted, Chris Olave the rock. Would I take him over certain guys? Sure, I would take him over.
Well, let's talk those guys. Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, I'd take Michael Thomas over Rashad Bateman.
Brandon Ayuk.
Actually, no.
Christian Kirk.
I still take Thomas.
Chase Claypool.
I'd take Thomas.
Michael Gallup.
I'd probably take Michael Gallup because I think Michael Gallup has been getting a lot more touches now, especially now with Cooper gone.
Others in that range, Tyler Lockett, change that quarterback. Hunter Renfrow. I think Hunter Renfrow is a guy I would take over Michael Thomas because Hunter Renfrow has been a guy that towards the end of last year was a wide receiver 2. Of course, you expect him to take a blow with Devontae Adams now in that locker room as the established wide receiver 1, certainly someone that has great rapport with his quarterback dating back to college. Allen Robinson last year completely disappeared, but now he's in Los Angeles with the Rams. So can he have a career renaissance? I feel like Allen Robinson is just as much of a question mark as Michael Thomas is with the injuries. Adam Thielen, another guy going around that range. Yeah, Adam Thielen or Michael Thomas. He's older, but Kirk still looks his way.
I'd probably go Thielen, yeah.
Yeah, I see a guy like Gabriel Davis, who's a little bit more of a flyer. Obviously, he had that outstanding playoff game last year, but still a little bit more of a flyer. He's going ahead of Michael Thomas. Elijah Moore really came on strong at the end of last year. I think it could hurt, right? Somewhat of a known commodity when he's been on the field. How much of a target share is he going to command? He's going to be a volume player, right?
Yeah, he's very much going to be a volume player.
Yeah, so if he can at least get over 120 targets, I guess that's where you're kind of hoping that you could get him anywhere from 100 to 120 targets if he slides back into that wide receiver 1 role. But anyway, guys, let us know. Hopefully us badgering back and forth actually somewhat made you think it out as well, where you think Michael Thomas should go in your lineups or your drafts. Is he someone you're targeting? Is he someone you're excited about? Do you think Michael Thomas is going to ball out this year and be a wide receiver 1? Drop below in the comments. Leave a like on this video from Juju Talk Sports and Andrew Hagenbaugh. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. And we will see you next time.